Hi, welcome back to the channel. It's Amy with Notes from Past Amy. I want to show you all the pens that I've just currently inked. This will be for July. June just got out of hand. So busy, so busy. But then all my pens ran out of ink at the same time. And by all, I mean I have about 5 left. So these have all been re-inked. And I did a lot of nib swapping too, which we might talk about. And then I also re-inked these. So that's 5 plus 10 minus 2, 8, right? So 13. So many. So many. Let's get started. I'm just going to write, I don't know, probably what it is and what it has in it. So original, right? So original. And then I think I'll do color blocks at the end. No, let's do them at the beginning since this is the lined up side. Yes. Okay, plan. Leave a space for currently inked. We will start with the Safari right here. This is the only Safari I ever use these days. It was my first one and I just like it best for some reason. Lamy Safari. Medium. The original nib. And I put a custom color. Pink Orchid, which is a pinkier version of what is the Frosted Orchid from Diamine. I don't remember what I put with it, but I have the recipe. All right, next we're going to use this lovely and inky Franklin Christoph nib. This is the Nagahara Fine Cursive Italic. It only comes on a pen. Let's give them a little breathing room. It's beautiful. I love custom grinds on fines and extra fines. So nice. The body is by Divine Pens Plus. And it's the Pink Radiance Diamond Cast. Franklin Christoph branded. Nagahara Fine Cursive Italic. So beautiful. And I put a new ink in here. Isn't it a beautiful, beautiful match? Herbon's Fuchsia. I think I need a second line. CH. I think it's like that. De Magellan. Super pretty. I think it's a good match. Then this ended up getting a pink ink in it. It's a red body, black and red. But a really nice grip. And see that long nib? This is one of my FPR Ultraflex nibs. See the giant cutouts? It says flex, but it's one of the Ultraflex. And I think it comes in a fine and an extra fine. This is the extra fine. You can see it there because I recently invested in a feed and housing from Flexible Nib Factory, the Ebonite version, and I just put this nib onto it. You can now actually get an Ebonite. I think it's basically the same setup. I don't know that for sure, but it sounds like it is, directly from the FPR website. But that was not an option when I got mine over a year ago, and so I got them just as nibs with Ebonite feeds that don't fit into anything because they're too fat. So anyway, yeah. This is one of the things, this is really wet. Really wet. One of the things I got in my, that should have been Lotus. I messed that all up. One of the things I got in my, I can't think of what it's called. Flexible Nib Factory order. Yeah. This is the Shikar model. Nice and big. FPR Ultraflex. But not huge. When the grips are like 13 millimeters, that's too big. 12, good. 13, too big. And this is Monteverde Rose. Pink. I wanted a sparkly pink in this as well. I wanted a sparkly pink in all my pinks. But I think the only one I have right now is this Fuchsia de Magellan. So that's that. This one's a little bit purpley and it's so pretty. This got a nib upgrade. I moved the Miura 14K gold toned extra fine from the other Miura pen that I have to this one. So there we go, the extra fine. Not a flex, just extra fine nib. Looks like it has a little, it does, just the tiniest crusty at the end. Is it even hard? See that? I'm doing a little experiment because it always goes hard with the other one. And I tried to clean it up and it looks terrible. So I'm trying this nib. Miura Aventus. This is the deep purple and gold. 14K extra fine. And I put Kobe number 41. A nice magenta, looks a lot like, oh, that didn't sound good. Okay, looks a lot like, oh dear. Yep, you're thinking of it, right? Yamabudo. And it matches very well. Okay, you can tell it's evening. I'm not doing my best. This is the Jellyfish blank from Zodiac Pen Co. And I planned for this to have the nib that we saw in the Lotus, but the cap is not long enough for that setup. So this has a very long cap, and then we'll see one in the next tray that also has a very long cap, and it has the other FPR Ultraflex nib, not with the ebonite setup, but now that I know it actually fits, it will be getting that ebonite setup. Just need to put in another order. Okay, so we're moving, I cannot talk tonight, moving purple, and now we're almost going pink again. A Zodiac. I'm just going to put Jellyfish. This is the Capricorn model, but both of mine are Capricorn. So Jellyfish. What did I put in here? Oh, this is the hand engraved scroll nib, which is a fine. I put Kindness. Monteverde's Emotion Collection Kindness, the pink. I think it's nice. Yeah, very nice. This Fuchsia de Magellan would look amazing in there too, but I had to pick one, and I've had Barbie longer, and it's sparkly to match her, so we just did that. Okay, here's the other Miura. This is where I got the 14K nib, but it is now inked with something a little more green. And this is just a plain new style Yovo nib in extra fine, gold toned. Extra fine gold toned. I put Robert Oster Marine. Got a little sample of that from Reddit. I think I bought it off Reddit. I like it. It's a green type of teal, and that's the pen I like, having a green type of teal in it. So there we go. This one is a teal as well, but it's definitely more blue. I almost put, what did I almost put in here? Emerald of Chivor. But I thought of it too late. I had already inked this up, so it is what it is. It looks beautiful. It's a nice flowing ink. And this is a newer nib. This is, again, just a fine. It's a plain fine. Franklin Christoph branded fine. It's new to me. Whoops. But it looks like it's going to be a good one. I don't usually put a teal in here, but oh well. It's what happened. I didn't want something like sparkly and shimmery with just a fine nib, since I haven't used this one before. Now I wish I would have done that, but it's okay. Franklin-Christoph Fine with Pilot. Oh, and this is a C14 for the model. Iroshizuku. It's very wet fine. And it could have something to do with the ink since it's an Iroshizuku ink, but I don't know. I haven't used this one before, but I just wasn't using it as a stub, and I kept making the stub size smaller and smaller, and it wasn't helping. So we're going to just go with a fine. It's a very wet fine. See what happens. Laban 325. Such a beautiful nib. Wish the pen were bigger. Look at this pretty ink. Oh, it's been a while since I used this. I know it's too blue for the body, but I love this ink so much I don't even care. This is a Diamine ink. Whoops, Laban 325. I think it's a Mike Masayama cursive italic on this 1.5 stub. It's a Lagoon. Sometimes called Aqua Lagoon, but I think technically the color is just Lagoon. So it's a 1.5 cursive italic. It's beautiful. So beautiful. We've got Diamine Sub-Zero, which, if I recall correctly, told you I cannot talk tonight, is from the Red Advent, or Inkvent, they call it. So pretty. It doesn't match, but I do not care. This one I like to match. Usually I like that last one to match too, but I love Sub-Zero, so. It can be light depending on what pen you put it in, but I love how it looks in the Laban. Love it so much. This is lovely, a little less icy, a little bit brighter. This I've had for probably a year. Monteverde Giant Sequoia. This is such an underrated pen. I got the fine. And even though I think I've used this ink for mixing, I don't think I've used it by itself before. And it's beautiful. It's Aqua Lagoon. Isn't that pretty? It's so nice. Really decent match. This is a touch more green, but I like it. I like it a lot. That's probably a better match, but that one has glitter, and this pen doesn't like glitter. So it's fine. I'm perfectly happy with them the way that they are. Now this one, I had originally inked with a pinky color that was leaning magenta, and as soon as I did it, I knew it was a mistake. So I took it out and inked it with something different, hopefully to pull out this bit of purple that is distributed throughout. So pretty. It just kind of shines the purple. It's lovely. Ooh. It's coming out really, really light. There we go. I did leave a little water in it this morning, so I'll have to revisit this at the end of the month. This is part of my Flexible Nib Factory order. Not the nib, but the housing. I bought it specifically for a Pilot number 10 nib, which I think is listed under the 942. This nib came from a... No, 912 is what the listing is. Hey, look, bug. I missed him. This pen nib was from a 742. And I don't mind the gold on here. I really enjoyed the look of the rose gold Omniflex that I had on here for a while. It just wrote too broadly. Which is why I wonder if this Franklin-Christoph fine is going to stand the test of time, because it's pretty broad for a fine. But I think it looks good on there. A little bit small, but it's okay. I think it's nice. And I like all the scroll work around the edge. It's super pretty. It's just the Pilot nib. Okay, so this is a soft, fine medium. Bone Crusher body. I don't know if this is going to stay. It's quite light. I might have to order the feed, the ebonite feed for this if I decide to use this ink again, because it is really pretty. Bone Crusher body with Pilot 742 soft fine medium, and Diamine. This is another ink vent. Ink, memory, consistency, lane. It's light. But this one, that's how I usually write, like no pressure. There we go, now we're getting some ink on the page. Yeah. So when I'm going dark, it's fine. I will have to decide on the Ebonite feed because I know there is one available for this nib. It was totally fine with the dark magenta type color, but this one, yeah, we'll have to see. Okay, River City, this is not a Westwood. I posted it on Instagram in June, and the maker said, hey, by the way, that is not a Westwood. It is a Morningside. And I said, thank you for letting me know. Because when I purchased it, they said it was a Westwood. So I always just figured it was the tapered version of the Westwood. But nope, it's not. River City, this is pretty. What did I put in here? Amethyst. She doesn't have a name. I just call her Amethyst. Oh, lilac satin. It's gorgeous. Look how beautiful that is. And I put it in this fine nib because I changed it from the scroll nib to my Schmidt nib that was on the Celebration, which I miss having inked. I am very sad that is empty. But I wanted to see if the Schmidt nib would fit into Yovo housing because of reasons we will not talk about here. And it does. It took a little bit to get it out, but it does. And so I needed to use it. It's a great nib. I love it so much. But I miss having it in my Celebration. Celebration nib, which is a fine. Schmidt. And this is Diamine. Lilac satin. Oh, this is beautiful. Another one it's been a little while since I used. That is so nice. I love that. Look how sparkly. I could also try a little bit of, what is that? Vanessa White Lightning in there and see if that solves my problem. Okay, this is the other one with the giant cap. See how big that cap is? It's like half the pen. Yeah, so when capped, it looks like half the pen. But this is the Herbert Penco Glay Pens collab from 2019 spring. And I keep a shimmer purple in this, except I think this one is so dark, it looks more black than purple. Oh well, I'll deal with it. Herbert Goulet with an FPR Ultra Flex. And this is not Diamine. This is a Robert Oster Sterling Silver. Well, no wonder it's not purple. Yeah, but on the top of the vial, when I bought it, it didn't say. It looks like it's purple, right? Doesn't that look like it's purple? It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. Okay, and then at the end, and I don't know if this is going to write. The couple times I've tried it today, you have to get it going. But it's because my third item from that Flexible Nib Factory order was a housing for the Platinum 3776. Not the music nib or like, there's a couple specific ones, but just the regular new style 3776 housing to go from the Platinum pen to a Yovo. Here it is. It's inked with carbon black. It always looks like that when it's inked with carbon black. And I put it in my new Mystical Mermaid Violet body. That's how I planned it. But but the platinum converter does not fit. It comes up to here and then it hits and it doesn't go in. So this is a Pilot cartridge. And once you get it going, it's fine, but once you set it down, it's not so fine. See? So you got to get it going again. So I don't know what I'm going to do because that converter is just a little bit bigger than the Schmidt converters, or any converter. Whatever Benu uses, what all the small makers use. See, it's coming. So I don't think this is going to work out because when I want to make a quick permanent note, I don't want to have to do this. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it, but at this point, this is what we've got. And I might end up putting it back into the platinum body because I like to just have this on the corner of my cube, which you can't see probably, but anyway, it's right there, and grab it for some quick notes, labels, addressing envelopes, whatever the case may be. Okay, I think we're finally going. And this is not going to fill in very well because this is not a coloring pen. This is Platinum's Ultra Extra Fine nib, so it does not have to pass the coloring test. But this is another Zodiac Penco body. It looks like I've got a little spot. I thought maybe I did. That needed sanding out. See how it skips once in a while? You can see it over here too, maybe. And it's the Platinum. Oh, this is the Mystical Mermaid Violet. See? Sometimes it skips. Okay. I'll deal with that later. With Platinum 3776 Ultra Extra Fine nib. And I always keep Platinum Carbon Black in this. That's a cute heart. Okay. Platinum Carbon Black. Okay. I might refrain from smoothing it till I get the converter thing worked out, because it looks fine over here, but I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind, that might need done. And that's what we've got now. I have pens again. I have pens again. Okay. Pink Orchid. The Ebon Fuchsia de la Michelin. That was wrong, but anyway, it sounded fancy. That one's super pretty. I'm gonna have to get that one. But it's so expensive. We'll see. We will see. I have a birthday coupon, maybe. Fountain pen day sale. I don't know. I'll keep my eye out for it, probably, because I really like that one. Rose pink, different vibe, but very pretty. I like the more muted look of that. Hey, the bug's back. This Kobe 41 is really nice. I wish those inks weren't, quote, expensive. This is coming out really thick on the Kindness Marine. It's nice. A little greener than I usually want, but that's why it's the only one, and these ones are more blue toned, because I know what I like. This is also coming out nice and broad. Look at this cursive italic with the 1.5 stub. Such a beautiful nib. I love this fine. This Monteverde fine, I didn't even play with changing that nib. There are certain nibs that I do not take from their housings and feeds. Like, they just are friends for life. I need to play with this because that does not look so good. I love the lilac satin in the Celebration nib. That's so beautiful. So smooth. This looks too black, but whatever. It's a flex nib. It'll get used. And then keep my eye on this one because, yeah, we already talked through that. So that's what I've got inked right now. I do have a couple left from before. Of course, I always have that green. And I actually don't have the Waterman's inked anymore because, if you're still here, the sacks were getting, they were like eating away sections at the end of the sacks. And so I went ahead and disassembled them. I know, they're mine. So this is what it looks like when you disassemble it. It's got some glitter in there because I don't plan on needing that, and why bother cleaning it. But here's the little tiny nib that you get from it. Isn't it cute? It's so cute. I have one that says New York and one that says Canada. I've kept them separate, size 2. I did test this on the unit that I bought, the Ebonite unit for the flex nib, but that didn't fit. The curve is all wrong, so I might try a housing for a pilot size 5 or something, or a sailor nib. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do about that yet, but it doesn't fit the other one, so that's good to know. There's my nib collection. A lot of these are actually on pens, but I've started keeping track of what is inked by nib, not by body. So that's what that's about. Okay, cool. Beautiful. I love the colors. I know it's not a whole rainbow, but these are the colors I like to use, so that's what's inked. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you again later. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.